Hello and welcome to this episode of the As Yet Unnamed Podcast. I am your host, Ian Barstow. In today's episode, we are joined by Stephan Bessant. I will allow myself to introduce that shortly. And just a very quick reminder, if you're listening on your podcast app, then please click on subscribe or follow and we will appear every week when we release a new episode. And if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you. Like, subscribe, comment, share, you know the drill. Without further ado then, let's get on with this week's episode of the As Yet Unnamed Podcast. I hope you enjoy the show.
Well, I'll look into the dock of my camera. So I'm at least looking at you.
Yeah, and if I look up, it's because your head is above my head.
That's fine. I will not take offence. I'm holding it down, so I'm giving myself a double chin. I look awful. So, yeah.
Hello, welcome to this episode of the As Yet Unnamed Podcast. I am Ian Barstow, and in today's episode, we are joined by actor, producer, and someone I worked with a while ago on radio and have known for a long time. Steph Bessant, well, good morning to you. How are you?
Morning. Very well. Very hot. I'm very well.
It's it's the warmest day we've had this year.
I put a nice jacket on for you, but I'm regretting it already.
And it's like 10:10 in the morning, and it's an oven already.
Like Malaga out there, I know. It's amazing.
It is. I'm starting all of the podcasts we've recorded so far because it is the main thing, and we are on the end of May 2020 when we're recording this. How is life in lockdown for you?
Life in lockdown, it's all right. It's stressful because obviously being in the entertainment biz, it has hit us hard. It has hit us massively hard. It's with no idea of when it's going to end, really. But lockdown itself, I've been keeping myself entertained. I live in Liverpool now, and I live on one side of Liverpool. My partner and her son live on the other side, 10 minutes down the road. So we are meeting up. So we have been doing that for the last nine weeks or so. Yeah, it's been doing. I've been doing some videos for myself and online stuff to keep me busy.
Obviously, meeting in a socially distant and appropriate way.
Oh no, we have to. Yeah, of course. No, do you know what we have to because of Ned and because he's 11 and it's just too risky. So yeah. So
we met. I met Steph back in hospital radio days. Again, a reoccurring theme throughout some of these interviews that I've had. And we did the Tuesday show.
I was part of your posse, I think, on a Tuesday.
Tuesday, wasn't it? Yeah.
And then I did my own thing on a Thursday.
Yes. Back in the heydays of hospital radio.
Yeah.
Hospital radio post 1350.
When was it? When was it? I can't remember.
I think that was about 2008-ish.
Oh gosh.
So it's about 12 years ago that we were.
Oh, we're looking good on it, aren't we?
I posted a video yesterday of I was speaking to Jack Forster, who's also starting a podcast. I was interviewed on his podcast, and he showed me a clip of a video from 2008 from the Saturday show that I did. Really bad Saturday, really bad video quality on his cheap bloody camcorder, and it was. I looked at it and I was like, my God, I look so young. 12 years has not been kind to me.
You were very. I say were. You were a very baby-faced man. you were very. You just wanted. Yes, absolutely. You were a young-faced man, which is not a bad thing.
No, and it's. I feel like I've definitely lost the fitness. That's for certain.
You were a fit man.
So when I knew you, I knew you'd done some acting work, and you were in the Hound of the Baskervilles because we had a great story how you get your appearance fee check every time that's shown somewhere.
I used to, yes.
Do you not anymore?
No, it's because it goes every time you get appearance fee, it gets less and less and less and less, and now I don't get anything. So, but it's because there's so many platforms that you can see these films now. Dodgy and undodgy, that it's just they can't follow it anymore. So I don't get any more. I used to get a £50 check every now and again. Great.
So Hound of the Baskervilles is was a Sherlock Holmes TV movie.
It was.
And
Boxing Day special.
And you played Warder 2.
Warder 2. I was meant to be Warder 1, but I couldn't run fast enough. The guy that was Warder 2 kept lapping me almost, so they had to change me to Warder 2.
And you die in the first 10 minutes? 5 minutes?
I'm dead by 8 minutes in. Yeah. I think I died with Lisa Tarbuck's name over my face because my death covers the credits. So yeah.
I just like that. I like the fact that it's like, yeah, I'm in this TV movie. I'm dead by 8 minutes. You don't have to watch the rest of it.
Yeah, do you know what? Between you and me and everyone else, I've not seen the rest. I've watched the first 8 minutes and fast forward to the credits. That's it.
There's my name.
Yeah.
And but you've also done. I am on your IMDb page. Which
you are on my IMDb. I can tell.
I think it's really cool that you've got an IMDb page. So you did. So that was in 2002. Then there's quite a gap between that and 2007. Yes, so what happened between then?
Well, I mean, you use a job an actor. I mean, it's. I think if you haven't got anything on IMDb or you've not been seen on the telly in the last 2 weeks, people don't think actors work. But you know, with touring, theatre, life in general. So I went off and did the West End. Yes. Did I never tell you this?
No, I didn't know you did the West End.
I did a year-long tour of a show, and it got transferred to the West End.
Oh.
Yes, to the Playhouse in the West End. I was in the BFG, the Big Friendly Giant.
Were you?
I was.
What were you in? Hang on, bear with me. I'm on your management page now. All right, I'm going to just make sure this is correct. So, what year was that, and who did you play?
Oh, blimey! I played the Flesh Lump Eater.
The Flesh Lump Eater.
The Flesh Lump Eater was the main giant baddie, and I also played the Queen's Butler.
And so you did you did a year tour, national tour.
Yes, did a #1 tour going around theatres all around the country. Which was amazing, like the Lowry in Manchester and Bristol Albert and all sorts of places. And then it got transferred into the West End for 2 months over Christmas that year. So that's what we do when we're not on telly.
I never knew you did that. That's so cool.
So yes, I got my name on the lovely painted board, actors in the show. So I got that. So I was very, very honoured to. I've done my West End now, so that's good.
So what is it like being on tour? So obviously you're away for 12 months. I presume you have breaks in between where you can.
Well, yeah, you home. Mean a lot of theatre, goes dark on a Sunday and a Monday, i.e. there's no shows on. So yes, you do get to go home if you want to. But this is only a UK tour, and I was single at the time, so that helps. So you're in different cities. Southampton, the Mayflower Theatre there. I was there for a week. Then when you're there, you sort out your digs for the next week because you're going over to Bristol. Then when you're there, you're going over to Guildford. So yeah, you're kind of nomadic life, really.
Do you have to pay for your accommodation, or is that covered by the production company?
Oh, don't forget this is a long time ago, so it's very different now. But no, you do pay for it yourself. But there's a lot of theatres have theatre digs list. Yeah. So you get to stay in someone's bedroom, and it's normally dirt cheap. So it's dirt cheap for the people, but also they get tickets to the show. So.
And what's it like traveling? Because I would imagine a production like BFG, I'd imagine it's got a lot of sets, a lot of props, a lot of people involved, a full orchestra, all of that sort of thing.
No orchestra.
Was it
one man on the keyboard?
Oh, was it really?
But he was he had all computers and all sorts around him. He was amazing. So yes.
So how close do you get? Because you're living with these people for 12 months on and off. Yeah. Or not living, but you're working really closely with these people every day, twice a day, some days. How much of a relationship do you build up, and how much of a how easy is it for people to annoy you?
It's a room full of actors, so you can tell it's going to be strange. Do you know what? It's fine because you're all in it together, and genuinely, that's true. You're all. You're all going around the country. Sometimes you get to stay with one of the other actors, which, if you're lucky, which is great. So you're not going home alone. But it can be strained, and you can develop very strong relationships sometimes. Obviously, if you're on your own and whatnot. But the thing about being an actor is you're thrown into different projects all the time. So we've got it in us that we we try and get on with everyone straight away, because you're going to have to maybe kiss them, or you're going to have a fight with them or something. So there is a bond, and you do clash. Of course you do clash, but once you're on stage, that bond is very much real. So yeah, it's an odd existence. And when it's finished, it's really weird, because you only probably keep in touch with maybe one or two. And yet like you said, you've been with these people shoulder to shoulder for a year, and then you never see them again.
Yeah,
you might see them in an audition room or something. Oh my god! But yeah, it's one of those things. BFG, I'm still in touch with. He was a cast of 8 or 9. I'm in touch with 2, and that's pretty a good return. So, yeah,
and that's very general of that's very much like life in general. It's like when you working in an office. I worked in one office for 11 years. And when you're there, you know these people. You go through death, birth, marriage, divorce, all this sort of stuff. As soon as you leave, as bad as it sounds, you don't see them again. I've seen, and your friends on Facebook, but I've probably seen some people that I used to work with for 10 years of my life. I've seen them probably about 4 times in the 8 years since I left.
Because there's not enough space up here to keep it all in.
No.
And you need to make space for the next lot of people you're going to meet. So it's not a bad thing. It's not a nasty thing. It's just a thing. And that's why Facebook is so good, I think, because like me and you, we just said before we started the interview, we've not really probably chatted in years.
No.
But we kept in touch and sent messages and birthday messages or whatever on Facebook. And I think that's fine.
Yeah.
As long as you know they're okay. And if you see they're in trouble, you can send a message or whatever. But I think it's okay.
See, what I found, and I always find this fascinating, is that we've not spoken for probably 10 years, if maybe a little bit less, about 8 years.
Yeah, maybe once or twice in that, but yeah, not a conversation.
Not a conversation. But, and I found this with other people that I've interviewed, as soon as you get to talking, it's like I spoke to you last week.
Yeah, you pick up where you left off.
Yeah,
and they're the crucial friends. They're the people. If you take offence, then you don't. Yeah, forget it. But I've got a friend who was the best man at my old marriage. I'm not married anymore. You know that, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't see him year on year off. But like you just said, I'll go down to London, or when we can eventually, and we'll just natter, you know, and it's fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, the best ones to keep those.
Definitely. So let's go back. We'll come back to your. We'll talk your sort of the more recent stuff you've done. So Doctors and your drag stuff that you're well known for.
Apparently.
When did you first get the acting bug? How old were you, and what was your first acting that you did?
Classic at school. I had a really amazing drama teacher at secondary school. No longer with us, but a guy called Mr. Meadows, Ron Meadows. He was amazing. He was so inspiring, kind, and yeah, it was him. And not Ron Meadows, that wasn't his first name, tell you a lie. Well, Mr. Meadows. Ron Meadows is an actor. But Mr. Meadows at school, and he was just incredible. So yeah, him really. And I played Mr. Briggs in Our Day Out. I remember that. That was a big production at school. And yeah, from then on, I wanted to go into acting, but I didn't do it for ages. When I left school up in Chester, I wanted to go to drama school, but drama school costs a lot of money, so I didn't bother in the end. So I joined Chester Little Theatre, amateur dramatics, and I did bits and bobs, and then I just worked until I had enough money to go to drama school. Applied, got in, and I graduated in 97.
That's a long time
April
ago.
97.
That's a long time ago.
23 years I've been in this game.
Do you find yourself... Because I left school in 96, 97. And people sort of say, oh yeah, when did you leave school? I said, oh yeah, it was only 1996. And then you suddenly realise and you go, that's like 25 years ago?
Yeah.
And I was like, where has that gone and how?
I know, it's scary. It's scary. I mean, I still remember drama school as if it was yesterday, and the people I was with. And again, going back to keeping in touch with people, I was with those people for 3 years. and I'm only in touch with probably 3 or 4 of them now. Again, loads on Facebook, but to meet up and chat with. So yeah. So 23 years I've been in the game. So yeah.
See, I remember I did one school play. There's one I remember, and it was I've never been able to find out if this was written by someone at the school or it's a published one. But it's a play. It was The Wizard of Wobbling Rock. Was this play that we did, and I played a bookworm.
You would.
But I also had to sing, and it's like, why would you put people through me singing to them? That's just wrong. And I enjoyed that, and it was never something acting is not something that I ever think I would do. But theatre I love, and I was involved in an amateur dramatics play of I can't remember the name of the play, but it was a comedy based in a hospital. But I was behind the scenes. I did the stage side of it, and it was one of the funniest plays I have ever seen, and it was so well done. But I think amateur dramatics gets a bad rap, doesn't it? It's amdram.
It does. It's not, which is not fair, because it's at the end of the day, these people do it for fun, and it's great. So, and when I was in Chester was amazing. Award-winning. It was great fun. So yeah.
Well, I've seen a couple of the youth theatre ones at the Lichfield Garrick in Lichfield, which is my local theatre, and they are fantastic.
Good theatre as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a wonderful theatre, a really nice theatre. I'll tell you a story about that. We went to see what was it? Avenue Q.
Oh wow!
Which is brilliant.
Wonderful musical.
Yeah, love Avenue Q.
Yeah.
And I went out at the interval, and I came back, and we were in one of the boxes at the top, which sound fancy. There's literally just a seat in a side, but they're quite a nice view. And the 2 people next to us had gone, and I turned around to my partner and I said, "Oh, have they?" And he said, "Yeah, someone came round and escorted them out." Because apparently people down below complained that they think someone was spitting at them. Didn't see this at all. Then, about 2 weeks later, we got a letter from the Lichfield Garrick saying, following the incident where you were asked to leave the theatre because you were the alleged spitting incident, you are banned from the theatre for life.
So they thought it was you?
They thought it was us, because we got our seats mixed up.
That's amazing.
So they were so we obviously sat in the wrong 2 seats. So there was 4 seats in this box. We sat in the wrong 2 seats.
You've changed.
So yeah, they sent a letter. I quickly and sent quite a stern email to them saying blah 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 blah. So we're allowed to go back. But yeah, I found that funny.
Oh my god, that's funny. Oh well, no. Theatre's great, and that's what makes this whole thing so sad. I mean, so sad. There was a picture of an Italian theatre, and it showed the auditorium where they'd taken all the seats out, but they'd left gaps in between, 2-meter gaps. It's like, that's not going to work.
No,
it's not going to work. So,
well, theatres can't afford it. Theatres won't make money.
They don't make money before the lockdown. So shout out to the amazing Artrix Theatre in Bromsgrove, which you probably read is now closed for good because of what's happened. So and I did a lot of shows there. So yeah, it's not easy.
Have you been watching the National Theatre?
I have
productions.
Yes.
Haven't they? Did you watch last night's yet?
No, is there a new one?
Yes, it was.
It's The House, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, the political one. Is it good?
It's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah. And Gillian Telforth. I always say Gillian Telforth. Gillian Anderson.
She wouldn't be in it. The National Theatre. Sorry, Jill, but come on.
Gillian Anderson's the one from last week where it was the Tennessee Williams.
Not Streetcar.
Yeah, it's Streetcar.
It was a Streetcar.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Absolutely, just superb. And I think one of the things that I've liked is the fact that they've done that. So
it's fantastic. No, and me and my partner have been watching them, and we have been paying for a ticket as well. We send them, we give them a £10 every time we watch one, because it's obviously, But we watched both versions of Frankenstein as well.
I did. I only watched the Benedict Cumberbatch one.
You see, everyone's watching the Benedict Cumberbatch one. Johnny Lee Miller as the creature was better.
Really, was he?
In my opinion. No, he did. But somebody said. I think Alan Ayckbourn was saying, this isn't real theatre. It's like, mate, this is all we've got.
Yeah.
So
and some of the time you think some of the camera work's a bit, they don't show enough of it sometimes. But then you get to see the stage. I love the staging on the National Theatre, and it just the circle that just rotates.
Did you see Treasure Island?
Yes.
Yeah,
it's so clever. See, I've been to that theatre once in person. I went to see War Horse.
Wow.
And we managed to get front row tickets. I don't quite know how because we didn't pay for front row tickets, but we were on the front row. But it's a beautiful theatre and it's so well staged. That the circular stage adds so much more because they can swoop in.
Of course they can. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It's really, really good. Anyway, let's.
We digress.
We digress. So you go through. You do your acting. You go through acting school. You graduate from that. What's your first paid gig? Can you remember the first audition that you went to? And
very easily, I can tell you my very first paid gig. I got it within like 2 months of leaving drama school. So I thought I was going to be a star. I thought, this is it. My very first paid gig was a commercial on TV, and it is available. I found it on YouTube since. I'll send you the link, and then you can use it in this if you want. For Mellow Bird's Coffee. And it was a load of diners that were meant to be at the Ritz, or very posh. It was big. I'm only one of the people, but you can get a clear shot. And they're all having lovely posh tea. And this gorgeous girl comes in a red dress, sits down, and she looks amazing. And she goes, "Oh, couldn't half murder a mug of Mellow Birds." And totally meant to ruin the atmosphere. And everyone starts singing, "She couldn't half murder a mug of Mellow." So yes, that was my very first paid gig. And we filmed it at Luton Hoo Stately Hall. So I remember it very well. Got clear memories of it. Yeah.
Did you think you were going to be the new Patrick Head and the Nescafe Cafe saga?
No, genuinely, I got it because my agent at the time got to do the gig, and I remember I was picked up from my house by a car in London at the time, and I just thought, this is me done. I wasn't on TV again for about 4 years. But that was my first paid gig.
What's a filming day like? Because
lots of sitting around.
Oh yeah, I was going to say because when I lived in Redditch, they were filming a ITV drama, about the Hungerford shootings. So if people remember those, it was quite a while ago. And one of the houses in the street over from us, they were using as the house that they were doing the majority of filming in. So there was big production, loads of people around. And I remember I stood there for hours just waiting and nothing happens. And then someone walked past and they said, we've got about 30 seconds today. It's quite good.
Yes, all right.
What? Really?
No, the actor is the last piece of the jigsaw because the lighting's got to be right, the set's got to be right, got to get all of that. And if you're very famous and big and huge, you go and sit in your trailer while they get a stand-in to get the lights ready for you. But it's a hell of a lot of waiting around. But I don't mind because catering's normally fantastic.
Do you enjoy it? Do you enjoy that atmosphere of being on set on a production?
God, being on set's the best feeling in the world. It really is. I love it. I still love it. I get a buzz from it. I get a buzz from seeing, the camera's guys sorting the scene out, and the makeup rushing in and just doing someone's face. So when I do some film, which I did recently, which I know we'll talk about in a bit, I don't go and disappear off and have a cup of tea. I'll grab a cup and then I'll come back and watch. Because it's still a thrill to be on a film set or TV set or whatever. It's wonderful. It's wonderful play. Stressful, really stressful because we're on a time, And when you're finally called to do your scene, it's really stressful because if you mess up, they've got to do all that setup again. So and we've got one job: remember our lines and walk in a straight line. Get those. That's fine.
And it's not cheap, is it? Any film production, even if it's a small budget film production. It's not cheap. It costs thousands.
That's why with the lockdown, they can't just go and get a couple of people with a camcorder and get an actor. You've got to have everybody, and it's really expensive. Yeah.
Did you watch any of the ITV isolation dramas, the 15-minute shorts?
No, I haven't. No.
Oh, they're
terribly. I've not been doing much TV actually. I've been doing YouTube but mainly just chilling. But not done much TV. Doing a lot of films, but no.
They're 15 minutes each, and they're I'm so bad with remembering who people are.
Right.
She played Cilla Black.
Sheridan Smith.
Sheridan Smith. So she was the first one, and it's literally they sent all the equipment to them and they filmed it remote. They directed remotely. So her husband or boyfriend held the camera and did the camera shooting. But they're really well done. Really, really
I have
clever.
not seen it. I've heard of them. I think Francis Barber did one as well. But yes, they'll be on there for a while. ITV?
Yes, ITV Hub, I think.
ITV Hub. There we go. We're getting lots of things, good plugs on this, aren't we? We need to hashtag so many things.
Now, I remember you coming in and saying you'd done a filming and you were to be the face of domestic violence.
Yes, and there's still DVDs going around the police about that. Yes.
So it was a training course, a training DVD?
It was a video done by the police for the police, but it was also done at the time they did it on the news. But they did loads of posters as well. So for a short while, I became the face of Midlands domestic violence.
I found that really funny.
Hey?
I found it really funny that you would be...
Yeah, I was. It was like, oh, great, cheers. Thanks for that. Yeah, still.
If it was this day and age with Twitter and that, you'd be hounding people thinking you're an evil man.
Oh, God, absolutely. It was like Joey from Friends being the face of STDs, wasn't it? Do you remember?
Yeah.
But no, it was, for a long while, I've still got the DVD, but it's still shown. And there's a bit of footage that came back about 2-3 years ago. They used on Midlands Today. They actually used a bit of me again because they're doing the domestic violence piece. So obviously I'm in their library of domestic violence blokes. Get him out. But I remember I had the worst spiky hair. My hair is so much better now. But at the time, I just remember I looked a little bit crap. So, but yeah, that was a day. You know?
You also have done an American show.
Yes.
You'll be able to tell me the name of it rather than me looking at the screen. It was
How Not to Kill Your Husband or How Not to Kill Your Lover or something like that.
And it was for the ID channel or something.
Yes, investigation, whatever it is. Yes.
And was that your first foray into the world of drag and?
Yes, it was. And I still am amazed I got it and got the gig because it was 2-3 years ago, at least 3 years ago, and I did something called a self-tape. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically an audition that you do yourself.
Yeah.
Talking about Sheridan Smith, really. You film yourself and you send that to the casting director. It's called a self-tape, and there'll be lots more of those now. And I saw the job spec on something called Spotlight, and I thought, do you know what? I'm going to give that a go, in for a penny. And so I sent my self-tape up, told self-tape off, and they saw it and they cast me. And I played a real life. It was this guy called Samuel Collins, who was an amazing drag artist in America, a real guy, and his alter ego was Kitty Collins. No, Kitty Litter, sorry. And
that's a good drag name.
And it's wonderful. And she got murdered by their boyfriend, in the kitchen. So I got, So
Was that filmed in UK or was that filmed in America?
No, it was filmed in London, actually. I can't remember the name of the pub, sadly, but it's a real famous drag pub, actually, in London. Over a course of a day, and we did that.
Was that all it was? Was it just one day?
Just one day's filming, but it was like, because I had to get there at 5 a.m, so the makeup girl could do my makeup to be ready for filming at 7:30. It took about 2 hours to do my face.
That's not long. I thought it might take longer.
Oh no! Do you know what I mean? Come on. But I had to shave everything because the wardrobe department, they called me a few days before and said, you're going to have bare arms in this dress, and also you might have a V-neck. So I needed to shave my arms and my chest,
and give it enough time for it not to. If anyone's ever shaved their chest, when it gets irritated,
do it now.
Yeah, looks like you're a teenager. Very strange.
Yeah, that's my first drag.
So your first drag, and it's something that has followed you, and you have excelled in your drag world.
Niche.
So you've done a film called The Snarling.
I have,
which I haven't
You must
watched.
see the film. It's so good. I'm going to give it a push because it is an incredible one. Made by local Midlands people, a guy called Pablo Raybold, and it's called The Snarling. And sorry, it sounds like an advert, but if you put it into, I think, Amazon or Sky or one of them, you can actually get it that way. The Snarling. It's brilliant. Comedy horror.
It's a werewolf one, isn't it?
It's werewolf, zombies, all sorts going on.
I
can't say much more about it because it's good fun. It's good fun.
I'll have to look out for that. And then most recently, you were on Doctors last week.
Last week, yes. A week yesterday.
And you played a drag. Yeah.
My third one. I was in a show called Gorilla as well, very briefly. But yeah, so last week I played a character called Tina Biscuit. So Tina Biscuit, you see, and you find out that she's actually the school bully of one of the main characters in Doctors, and when they click eyes, Tina takes the opportunity to start bullying even more.
What's Doctors like? Because it's one of those shows that's been on for years. It's a bit
I was in it back in 2002.
Yeah, I was to say it's the second time you've done it, isn't it?
Yeah. So 18 years later, I'm back. Yeah.
And it's a bit like one of those ones where it used to be the bill. Everybody does the bill. Everybody did Casualty, but because it's every day, pretty much. Everyone gets a thing. But what's it like? Because it's local Birmingham production, isn't it?
It is, yes. All filmed in Birmingham, which is fantastic. So yeah.
And how long were you there for that? Was that
again? That was just a day.
Really?
I travelled down the night before. And it was a long day, but yeah, just one day because it's a daily soap, so they got to get it done.
Yeah. So
it's you better know your lines and you better know where you're going. So yeah, it was a long day, but a fun one. And that if you watch the scene, which is available on iPlayer for 8 months, there's a lot of people in it. There's a lot of extras in the bar as well, so there's a lot to choreograph in it as well. So yeah, but that was a day.
Is that the silent talking?
Yes, they're all in the background nattering. So yes,
that must be really, because I know they do it in if ever they do nightclub scenes, they don't ever play the music because obviously you can't hear the actors if you've got a thumping soundtrack, so they add the music after. It must be very odd having to pretend to talk or pretend to dance into complete silence.
It is funny, yeah, because they're all nattering and wobbling their heads, and obviously you can't hear anything. But then what they'll do, the sound guy will then record them all talking and cheering. So all the cheering in that episode, if you watch it, was actually done separately. So when I go way, and get everyone to cheer, they actually did all the cheering separately so they could get it just right. So yeah, lots going on.
The fakeness of TV. Well, we did. We went to watch. We went to see Pointless being filmed.
The quiz show.
Yeah, quite a few years ago, and we did They did 2 episodes in the afternoon, 1 in the evening. We did the afternoon one. It dragged by the end of it, I'll be honest with you. But they do we're going to do a cutaway now. So they'll turn the cameras round and they'll film the audience clapping at nothing. You'll have this madman stage person going, right, yes. Clap, and you're going, yay! Oh, just get on with it.
Yeah. Oh no, it's the magic, isn't it? But yeah, when you start, that is the thing though. Once you start, if you become an actor or whatever, and you're on a lot of film sets, you start watching films. And I still enjoy films, but now I watch. Oh, so how did they do that? How did they do that? And you spot the mistakes, and you think, oh, come on, really? So I watched a terrible film the other night. I shouldn't say that because it's not the right thing to do. Called Bloodshot with Vin Diesel, but there's a whole sequence where they're meant to be in London, and they're not in London. They're in South Africa because you can see all the number plates are. Or South African number plate, and it's just like, oh come on, you spot things. Yeah.
And you think it's not cheap film? You could have afforded to make a few UK number plates.
In London, come on. But once you start filming, you do spot all the different things, all the technical stuff, and that was clever. Oh, they did that. Well, they did that. Okay. So yeah.
See, I've got more and more into doing videos and stuff like that, and I'm not a filmmaker at all. I do the YouTube videos, but I watch now, and I watch the camera movement, and I love a good one-shot movies.
Have you seen 1917 then?
It is so well done, and it's
Beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, and the trouble is, at the start, because I knew it was a one-shot movie. It was made to look like one continuous shot. But you do look for the little... I will watch it and I'm going,
you look for
they
the
cut
cutaway.
there.
Yeah, of course you do. It'll go behind... The camera will just sweep behind a soldier. Go, that's why they did it.
Yeah.
Or it'll go, but that doesn't matter. Just who cares?
But some of them, the bit when he's running out the trenches... There's a video of that on YouTube.
Oh yes, how they did it.
Yeah, how they did it.
He wasn't meant to fall over, was he?
No,
he did it quite brilliant.
But yeah, I would recommend 1917 is a
quite
fantastic.
Raw, folks, so if you don't like raw war, then don't. But other than that, it's amazing.
Yeah, it is. It is so good. So you're excuse me.
It's all right.
Yeah, hang on, let me get some water.
Have a drink. Hydrate. I've got some news for you as well.
Go on then. Is this broadcastable news or not?
Oh no, well I've been mentioning it to people, but I can't say any more than the fact that next week I was meant to be filming Peaky Blinders.
Ooh.
So there's an exclusive. I thought I'd say for you, but that's been put on hold until it's all over. But there you go, a little bit exclusive for you.
Ooh.
Can't say any more than that.
Is it a decent part? Is it a...
Not saying any more than that.
Ooh, I love Peaky Blinders. I was late into Peaky Blinders. I didn't watch the first 4 series or 5 series.
All right, okay.
So I caught up with all of it before the latest series went out. I love.
You watched them all back to back.
Pretty much over about a space of about a month. So I watched all of the Peaky Blinders other series that I lost. I didn't see, and yeah, it's so good.
It's very good. It lost something when Sam Neill disappeared. Sadly, he was the best thing in it, but it's brilliant. Yeah.
Cillian Murphy, I think, is so good.
Oh, he's stunning, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's stunning to look at that and that as well. Anyway,
just waft you down.
It's the only reason I watch the Marvel films is for Thor.
Yes, so's my partner.
It's quite funny at work. I can someone I work with is also quite likes Chris Hemsworthy, and it's like we can just chat about it now.
He's not a piece of meat.
Oh God, he is. That bit when he's got the fat stomach in the
Move on. Oh yeah, you can talk about the fat stomach all you like. Yeah.
That bit when he reveals himself and he's got this big stomach and it's like.
Yeah, but yeah.
Really?
Bless him. There's a new film on Netflix at the moment, and we're not watching it.
Oh, I've watched it.
We're not watching.
It's really disappointing. He doesn't get his shirt off. It's really bad. But there's a brilliant one-shot bit in that as well. Anyway,
so what we used to do on Tuesday nights, we used to just waffle for hours.
We did. It's not changed.
It's 10 minutes.
It's not changed.
Quick, put Aqua on. They love that.
Do you? So you've also got this theatre company. Well,
I've got a theatre company and / murder mystery company. Yes.
So the theatre company, you've done a couple of. You've done a few shows, haven't you? You did one not long ago.
We did a few tours, and we did a show at Redditch Palace Theatre. Not last year before. We did a show called Up and Under. But yeah, that's a proper production house. But I've not done anything since because it costs a lot of money.
I was going to ask. It's don't go into too much detail if you don't want to. But how much is it? How much does it cost to produce a play like that?
Well, Up and Under, we did 2 nights at the Redditch Palace back in March 2018. Gosh, 2 years ago. And it had a cast of 6 or 7, and I paid those guys, and also set and costume and royalties, blah 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 blah. A couple of thousand.
And it's
again.
What's the Palace Theatre? Is it 200?
It's 400.
400 people.
400 seats, yeah.
And I presume the theatre take their quite large cut because they're going to make the money out of it.
They do, yes. The manager Tim is amazing, so he's a good friend and I've worked with him a lot. So we came to a split type thing, yeah.
So did you break even, make a profit, make a loss?
Not on that one, sadly not, because it just didn't bring the people in. I'll be honest. It's 400-seater theatre. Well, the first night we had 75 people, and the second night we had 60. So it was really sad. I know, but we recorded it since. Oh no, we recorded it that night, and it's since been on because of lockdown. We actually showed it on Vimeo recently, and thankfully got hundreds of views. So it did get seen in the end. And John Godber, the guy that wrote the play, he gave us permission to show it free for a week. So so they didn't go to waste in the end, but I didn't make any money on that one. Theatre very rarely does. That's why it goes back to our first conversation about the fact that, even we didn't have lockdown, theatres are finding it tough. So theatres are hard. Theatre's beautiful and more people to go and see it, but it's a hard thing to make money on.
Well, that's why they have. That's why Panto is such a massive thing, because Panto is basically supports the theatre for the rest of the year.
Pretty much. Yeah, that's the money earner. That really, you can make millions on a Panto. If it's a good one, absolutely. So now there's Easter Panto, don't forget.
Oh, is there?
So, yeah, that's the new thing. Panto's coming out at Easter now. So, yeah. That's where the money is. But why not? Because they need to make money somehow.
Yeah, definitely.
If you want to keep theatre, then A, go, and B, do stuff that will bring people in.
I love going to theatre. I just find that turn your phone off, no distraction, you, the audience, and the people on stage.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's such a. It can be sad. You can cry. You can laugh. You can sing along. Well, not sing along because that would ruin it for everyone else. But if you watch the musical, you enjoy all of that. So yeah, I do love theatre.
It's the best. It is the best thing in the world. So yes, that's what I do. That's what the theatre company side of things does. Yeah.
So your murder mystery,
yes.
is. Well, explain a murder mystery evening to me. I've never been on a murder mystery evening.
Well, as soon as we're up and running, I'll get you to come on.
Yes.
It's called Murder on the Side, and normally we'll go into a venue like a hotel, and we'll do a murder mystery around a meal, so a 3-course meal. So we'll do the murder scene before starter, the main scene after starter before main course. Then we'll come back after main course, and we'll come back after dessert. We're there to basically fill in time while the food's coming in. But I call it dinner theatre, and it's good fun. It's comedy, and I've been doing it for probably about 12 years now. It was a thing. I used to do murder mysteries with other people as an actor, and I decided one day I'm going to give it a go. So I wrote a couple, did them for free. It went down very well, so people started booking, and 12 years down the line, I've got over 30 plots that I've written. So, and I go all around the country. Well, I will do when all this is lifted. I mean, I've lost a lot of bookings the last few months, and I've got no bookings now until October. Fingers crossed they'll come out. So, yeah.
Are you able to take advantage of any of the government help that's out there that's been for small businesses? Has any of that helped, or is it literally you've gone
really,
nothing?
No, it really hasn't helped me at all. It's a long, horrible, complicated business, but no. I did try, and I have an accountant who's brilliant, but he tried as well. So sadly, not. I'm getting some furlough pay, because I'm obviously furloughed from my own company officially.
Yeah. But
that's not going to be very much, and but I couldn't do furlough and self-employment. I had to do one or the other. So yeah, it's been, again, there's a few actors, good friends of mine, who aren't getting a bean. So I'm getting something. So I'm in a better position than some. It's horrible.
It's tough, isn't it? It really is tough.
But trouble is, I'm going to have a rant now. People, they're not helping actors, but actors are what everyone's turning to for entertainment in lockdown. Go figure. So anyway.
Yeah, I know. It is very strange. So on the murder theatre, do you, without giving the plots away for your shows, is it like you're on stage, or are you sat at a table and then?
Don't sit at a table. There are companies that do that, and that's totally fine. But we come in and out. So that's why we call it dinner theatre, because we like to have that break and the entrance, the theatre of it all. So they all sit down. We do the first scene, then we disappear. Then then we come out again. So no, we don't sit with people, because I've been at those, and I've been an actor at those, and I'm not a fan, because people feel they have to be something all night instead of just relaxing a little bit. So no, we do the theatre. We're in and out.
What do you enjoy most? Do you enjoy production theatre? Do you enjoy TV in front of the camera, or do you enjoy theatre? What's your?
No, it's a classic. I think most actors will say it's the live because you get that instant reaction. It's just I just wish live paid as much as TV. No, of course I prefer, and I love doing the murder mysteries because I again something I don't know if you realise, but how old am I now? Doesn't matter. I did some stand up about 9 years ago.
What's your official age and what's your acting age?
Exactly. Yeah, that's my playing age. No, but I did some stand up comedy about 9 years ago in and around Birmingham. But I use that in my murder mysteries now, so I get to do lots of. I love the interaction that way. So, but like I say, I love being on a film set. But yeah, but live is better. Of course it is. Of course it is.
What's the favourite play you've been involved in?
Oh God, that's a really good question. Up and Under, to be honest, was the most fun and the most bonded I've ever been with a cast.
Yeah.
The group of guys and one girl I was with in that were so brilliantly wonderful. We just had but we were so sad it was only 2 nights. And it comes across in the show as well, because we're just having a ball. I don't know if you know Up and Under. It's basically a play based around a rugby match. And the second half of the play is a whole rugby match on stage. And so that was my most enjoyable favourite time on stage, I think, definitely, without a shadow of doubt. So yeah, yeah.
And I'll ask the same on on the filming you've done. What's the most enjoyable filming you've been involved in, or what's the one that you're most proud of? Better question.
Well, most proud of that, yes. I'd say it's probably 2 things. I'd say The Snarling, because it became such a massive hit, and it was just the guy that made it. He didn't know what he was going to do. Ben and Pablo, the 2 guys that made it. They didn't know it was going to be any good, and it turned out to be fantastic. So I was very proud to be a part of that. But I'd say the part I did last week, because even though I've been in the business for 23 years, Tina Biscuit on Doctors is the biggest part I've ever had on film. So that. I know it's obvious that it's most recent, but yeah, I'd say it was fantastic. So yeah, that.
Until obviously the Peaky Blinders comes out.
Yes, indeed, that'll be fun. Yes, that'd be very exciting. I'll probably get told for telling you, but I've not told you anything about it. I've told so many people.
Have you ever been in a film when you've done the filming, gone through, and then it comes out and you've been cut?
Been cut? Have I done that? Yes. Yes. There's a film called... What is it? Oh, bugger, what's it called? It's on my IMDb. Look on my IMDb now. The Unseen.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
The Unseen. Yes, there's a scene. I'm in one scene in that film, but when it came to it coming out at the cinemas and stuff, my part was cut. But totally, it was basic, because a lot of the time, a director, and I got an email from the director, Gary Steiner, who was lovely. He emailed me directly and said, it's a time issue, because sometimes they've got to get a film under a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
And he says, your scene, even though it's lovely, and I've got a copy of it. He sent me a copy of it. It just wasn't, looking back, and this is fair enough, it just wasn't necessary. And it wasn't. I played a baker, that the main character goes to visit this baker, and it instills a memory in her, of a happier time. And if you've not seen the film, it doesn't make much sense, but it just didn't need to be in there. So I was sad, but I'm still on IMDb for it, which is great. So I still get a credit, which is the most important thing. But yeah, I got cut from that.
Did you get a credit in the actual? Did you get a credit in when the credits roll, or is it?
No, because they didn't know, because obviously I'm not. I don't think I do. Because I'm not in it, I've not seen it. But sounds so arrogant. But it's no point. But I spent a whole day in a bakery, which was fantastic as a baker, So I had this whole bakery to myself. It's wonderful. And the main girl, Jessica Heine, was just beautiful to work with. So yeah.
So other than the stuff you've said, and you may have to come back to me if we can't put that bit in there. If you didn't think, I can't say that. What's after lockdown and after that? Have you got anything else lined up?
Well, I'm hoping. Well, yes, hopefully that, Peaky Blinders. I've got another bit of filming for a company called Twist and Shout Communications. Don't mind to mention they're amazing. They do really funny corporate videos like sitcoms.
Yeah.
And they're really, really high quality. They're fantastic. So I've got one for those guys. So I'm looking forward to that. But I'm hoping the murders will come back, to be honest, because I've got a lot of those in the diary. A local company, local to you. Where are you now? You're Lichfield, aren't you?
Staffordshire, so you Uttoxeter away.
Okay, right here. Well, local to where you used to live, there's a company, Just a Minute Theatre Company, but they go by a different name as well. They've literally yesterday hired me to do some very exciting audio-visual stuff, which is going to be recorded and then put online. So that's all very exciting. So of a play I did with those about 5 years ago. So that's coming up in August. So that will take, they're sending me a sound booth, an actual sound booth to do that. But yeah, I'm just hoping we can go out and start performing again. So I've got quite a busy autumn ahead. I think it's going to be feast and famine. It's going to be all of this nothing. And then suddenly when venues are open and they can open, and I'm hoping I'll get a lot of phone calls and I'll be really busy. So yeah.
Do you find, because acting as a profession, it's I would probably say 99% of actors, it's very hit and miss of.
It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous career to take. It's absurd.
So unless you're that top 1% of actors that are everywhere, so you're A-list to use a horrible term. Is it something that how do you cope with that? I've got no work coming up, or I've got nothing coming up, or
it's really hard. I mean, there's no cut and fast answer to that question. It's really hard. I mean, like I said, you still get rejected and you still get fed up. You think, oh come on, I could have got, when you leave an audition and think, oh that was really good, you don't get the part. Oh, for God's sake. But you just get used to it. There's a lot of times now when I do a self-tape or I go for a casting, you just got to forget about it now. Well, that's done now. And if you get the part, like the Twist and Shout one, I did a self-tape, didn't hear anything for about 3 weeks. I haven't got that, never mind. But then my agent called me in, they put you down for it. Oh, okay. So you done. So yeah, you never ever get used to it. But as long as you're a busy actor, there's the crucial thing, and you're making a living, then you're a successful actor. Simple as that. Of course it's nice to be famous. Of course it's nice to be on TV all the time. But as long as you're making a living.
But would you want the fame? Would you want that fame that the top Hollywood or top UK actors get, where they're followed everywhere and everything they say and do? Would you want that?
Yes. No, I'd like. But you know what? It's as crazy, but only your life's not your own. But then again, those are the people that have made these people. So, get used to it. They wouldn't be following you if you weren't somebody.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of actors, they work all actors, they work so bloody hard. So hard to get anything, to get a little sniff on doctors, to get an advert or whatever. And if you get a little bit of recognition, why not? But it's such a hard career. So it would be nice to get into a position where you are followed or you are just offered a part or, of course that would be lovely. Why not?
And how important is your agent relationship? So obviously all actors have agents.
Not all, but yeah, nice if you got one. Yeah.
How important is that relationship between you and your agent and management?
Oh, massively. It is a relationship. It's a friendship. It's a love, if you like, because you're helping each other. They need to get you work, so you can get work to live, and then once you've got the job, they get you the commission to live.
Yeah.
So you're working for each other. So when you go for a casting, an audition or whatever, you've got to do. I'm cutting my hair off. You've got to do your best, not just for you, but you don't want to let them down. Because that's they've got you the casting. But if you don't get it, well, that works for nothing.
Yeah.
So it is important, and I'm with Cherry Parker. She's amazing, and her colleague Jerry. So Cherry and Jerry are my agents. And yeah, we get on very well. We text when we can, and and sometimes you can't literally, you just can't go to a casting if you've got another job, or if it's sometimes you'll get a casting. You got to be there tomorrow morning at 10, and you just can't because you just accepted work, and that doesn't go down well. But sometimes you just got to say, look, I have to live.
Yeah.
So that's tricky, and I never like saying no, but sometimes I've had to. But no, I've been with Jerry now for about 4 years, and God bless her. God bless her. She does me proud. She does.
And what's the one audition you've gone for that you thought, I so want that job, that'd just be amazing, and you didn't get it?
Oh, that's good. Yes. Now, what was it? There was this TV show. Sadly, it's been axed since, I think, which is a shame because it was really good, called Whiskey Cavalier. Okay, and it starred one of the stars off Walking Dead. I can't remember her name. She's left. She had long dark hair. But it was like a comedy action thriller series. And I did a self-tape for that. And just as I sent it, they literally emailed back to say they got someone for that one part. And I was devastated because I thought, because I really wanted it. So that was one. And there was another one called White Gold, a TV sitcom called White Gold.
Yeah.
You know that one?
Yeah.
And I got down to the last two. Is I had to meet another guy for a main part in one of the episodes. And because I got to meet the In-Betweeners director and the writer, and it was so exciting. And that was going to be a good part. And we went to the other guy, and the other guy's brilliant. I've seen it since, and he's really, really good. But that was another one I wish I'd got. So yeah, those two. Cool, I'm glad I had an answer for that. But yeah, it's obviously still eating me inside.
Just lift your camera up a little.
There we go. Yeah,
that's it.
My knee. There we go.
That's it. Where was I? I've forgotten where I was now.
Auditions and casting.
Auditions and casting. I'll have a cigarette. That'll.
You're going to cut this little bit out, aren't you?
Oh God, yeah. Yeah. And make me look good. It's all about me.
Yeah. Sorry, you've lost your train of thought. We're talking about casting and jobs I would have got and didn't. Yes. Here's a story for you. You'll really enjoy. I hope. There was a couple of years ago. Again, this is me turning my agent down, and I couldn't get out of this because I was in panto. I was touring my own panto, and I was playing an elf in my own panto. And my agent called me urgently. Can you get down to London tomorrow morning? I went, no, I'm in a school. Why? And there's this film, I can't remember the film, but there was a part to play opposite Rachel Weisz. You know Rachel Weisz, the actress? Daniel Craig's missus.
Yes. Yeah.
Beautiful woman, beautiful. And it was to play opposite her. And it was basically a man in a cafe that she eyeballs and ends up going out the back and have it away with. And I had to turn that casting down because I was dressed as an elf. Genuinely, I was devastated. I said, just tell me what the part is. And she told me. I was so upset. I hated the kids that day. So there's that as well. So there's been a lot of missed chances, but yeah.
Blimey. If only. You don't know what could have happened because of that?
Well, no, she would have left Daniel, that's for sure. But no, it's all good. It's all good. But so yes. But now here I am up in Liverpool with my partner, and it's all good.
What's do you like Liverpool? Because were you born and bred in Redditch, Bromsgrove, Chester? That was
Chester. I'm from the northwest, so my family are just down the road in Chester. So it's Liverpool's amazing, and I do like it up here an awful lot. Not that Worcester wasn't lovely, but this Liverpool is the culture, the people. It's great. It's really lovely, and my partner's incredible. I'm not just saying that for she is. She's struggling at the moment because her what she does is hard with the lockdown as well. So it's it's great up here.
And what does she do as a?
She's a graphic designer. She's got her own company, Lawn Creative. But she does a lot of work with galleries.
Okay.
And none of them are open.
Yeah.
So that's really tough. She works with the Tate and a lot, and also great fact. A couple of years ago, a book that she designed was in the top 10 art book bestseller list. I'm very proud of her. Australian artist. It's very but she's struggling because obviously galleries aren't open. So it's both of us work with places where venues have people in. So it's tough. But she's homeschooling, so that's what she does at the moment, and she does a lot.
And how old's the little?
He's 11. He's 11, so he's about to go to high school. But he's not going to primary school at the moment. So the crucial time when he's in primary school, he can't go. But hopefully, June the 15th, I think they've said.
That's what the year they're bringing in, so they get that help with the transition, isn't it?
So yes, so he needs to. We're of the belief that he wants to go back. He's bored out of his mind. You can only do so much Fortnite.
Yeah, I could do no Fortnite. I hate Fortnite, and
I'm terrible at it. But yeah, I try my best.
Angry Birds is about as much gaming as I play.
Oh, retro boy, yeah.
Still every week, Angry Birds. There it is, Angry Bird Friends. Stephan, thank you so much for joining us.
It's an absolute pleasure
on the podcast. It's really good to catch up.
You too. Gosh, I'm sorry it's been so long, but like we said, it's at least we can do this. And it's the one thing this lockdown has brought anyone, I think it's brought people closer together. And that sounds cheesy, but I think I contacted more people now than I probably wouldn't have done if it was no lockdown. So yeah.
I'm not a social person. I don't have
That's why you do radio.
Yes, definitely. I don't have a vast sway of friendships. And family wise, we've never been a close family ever. I can go a year without talking to my brother, which sounds terrible, but that's just who we are.
If it works, yeah.
But as soon as the lockdown was announced, it was like, right, I need to call these people. I need to speak to my mum. I need to speak to my brother. I need to make sure everybody's okay.
Yeah.
It did definitely bring back the.
Well, it's true. There's an actor that I was talking about getting on with actors and bonding and stuff. Sadly, a couple of years ago, me and an actor had a bit of a breakup. We didn't agree on something, and they just split us apart, which is fine. It happens, whatever. And but then he moved away, but I heard he was going through a bad time, and we just hit lockdown, and I thought, this is going to be tough for him. So I just sent him a text, and we ended up chatting for about an hour, and we're not chatting since, but he just needed that, and that's what matters really. If you can do that, that's all that matters.
Yeah,
I'm sounding like a Clinton card, but it's true.
Good point to end. Stephan, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast today.
Pleasure. Lots of love.
And there we are, another episode complete of the As Yet Unnamed podcast. Thank you so much to Steph for joining us. A really interesting conversation, and really good to catch up with him again. If you enjoyed this episode, then please consider subscribing or following on the podcast app you are listening to at the moment. We are on Apple, Google, Anchor, Spotify, pretty much every single podcast platform. So it would be great if you could click on that subscribe and follow button. If you're watching on YouTube, then thank you again for watching, and why not click on subscribe, like, comment and share, all the usual bits and pieces. To find out more about the podcast, visit dracottphotography.co.uk/podcast, and you can find us on Twitter at As Yet Unnamed Pod, and then you can follow me directly at IanHRP. So until the next episode of the As Yet Unnamed podcast, thank you so much for listening. I have been Ian Barstow, and bye for now.